Welcome back, trainers, and in this video we're going to be duoing Terrakion in multiple different ways. I'm going to be accompanied by the lovely Scarlet Witch with her amazing Pokemon beside mine. So first of all, we're going to be going up against it using Mewtwo's with psystrike and a mix of Psychics as well as Machamps in the back, because during the entirety of this video we're going to be having cloudy weather, meaning that the Terrakion's close combat is going to be boosted, in fact, as well as our fighting type moves. After this, we're going to be going up against it with Metagross and then 6 unique fighting type Pokemon, followed up by all fairies, which is going to probably be the most challenging one, and I'd say the funnest one that we actually did. I did completely max out one of my 100 Gardevoirs. I TM'd several synchro noises that I did not need because the move is absolutely useless. So taking a look and focusing on this battle here with the psystrike and confusion Mewtwo's and or psychic. Say you don't have, the psystrikes, but you did have Mewtwo's powered up from back in the day. You don't have resources to power up a whole new set, or even a couple for that matter, because it is kind of expensive with those rare candies. Your psychic Mewtwo's are going to be working fantastic as well. Just go in there with confusion for the quick move too, okay? So taking a look at the graph here from Pokebattler, you can see this is going to be in cloudy weather, all right? If it is in snowy weather, Metagross is actually going to be surpassing Mewtwo. So we had some snow here, but I had to go. Unfortunately, we're not able to do that at this time, but I will bring that to you in the future. So keep in mind, we do have Friend Fest starting tomorrow, which is going to increase the damage bonus with your friends. All right, so that's going to make it a whole lot easier to do these duos. I did not have the friend boost during this time, so make sure you take note of that. So your times are going to vary once this event does start. It should be fairly easy to do it with your Machamps. With a couple of Mewtwo's, you can combine it with Mewtwo's with Psychic or Psystrike, some Machamps, some Metagross, some Gardevoirs. It really depends upon the weather. I will put a card at the top as well as in the description for my last video as to which Pokemon you want to use going into specific weather categories. So we got a little bit of a glitch here. The Mewtwo is going crazy with the confusions there, and we are way ahead of schedule. That's why I did put this one first, kind of a build up to the hardest one towards the end. Now, throughout this whole time, we didn't really have too much of a problem doing the specific challenges with these teams. The only thing that we did encounter, that we did have a bit of a problem with, was going to be the timer ending at about 6 seconds. 6 seconds left, and it had no health basically, or just needed one more quick move. Absolutely ridiculous, but we were able to correct ourselves, go back in there, reorganize our Pokemon, and absolutely demolish it. This is fun. This raid boss is actually pretty fun. Cavalion was a challenge. It was just a little too tough. I don't really like saying that because I like too tough, but it was just to the point that the game wasn't working enough for you to actually complete it. I should rephrase myself like that. But specifically for the Terrakion here, the fun part is you can mix and match it up. You can give yourself a challenge with different Pokemon. It's not going to be like, well, you have to stick to the Machamps, cloudy weather, and that's it. There's no other options unless you had sunny weather and you went in with fire types, right? But this one here is a little bit different. So the Metagross with Meteor Mash and Bullet Punch, absolutely fantastic. I've had a ton of them lying in wait, and I just kind of topped them off. I did spend about 1 million Stardust today, maybe a little bit under that, but powered up in Mewtwo, completely maxed it out. Unfortunately, my shiny is not at the top anymore. So Scarlet Witch did have, I think she had 3 or 4 Metagross with Meteor Mash, and then she had 2 Psychic ones. So the Psychic ones are not going to be performing as good as Meteor Mash, right? It really depends on the weather, but if it's neutral for either of the moves, Meteor Mash is going to be the move you want to actually go with. So if you're a newer player, you don't have a Meteor Mash Metagross, that's fine. I urge you to not evolve them. I said that in my last video, and I'll say it again. Wait until December Community Day, in which where you evolve your Beldum all the way up into Metagross, you will be able to receive that Community Day move for it, Meteor Mash. Same goes for every Community Day Pokemon we've had in the past, so look out for that. That is going to be fantastic. Can't wait for that. We've been needing something like this that could alleviate a bit of the whole give us an exclusive TM move, but then we can go back to the legendaries. Anyways, let's not go down that route. All right, so we have relobbied at this point, and The Metagross that I do have at the end of my team is not really powered up. It does have Meteor Mash, but it's so much easier to have somebody just back out way before the other, so you can kind of synchronize it like that. Because if you did not know, if you both faint out at the same time and or back out at the same time at the lobby, revive and then go back in together, the raid boss is actually going to regenerate health, making it probably not, doable unless you're, using Mewtwo's or something like that with psystrike. But for the most part, you're going to want one person to back out first, and then once the other person is revived, then you can back out and then do the same. All right, so we are going to be finishing this off here. This is our second try. The first time we had it, it just ended the raid at around 6 seconds, unfortunately. So we just did it again, but we clearly saw this was going to be a successful try here. And it's nice to finally put these Pokemon to the test, especially up against this new legendary raid, Terrakion. So I will power one up eventually in time. We'll see. It is going to be fantastic as a pure rock attacker with Smackdown and Rock Slide. So next one up, we did have a lot of close combats in which they are actually going to get the weather boost for it. Unfortunately, here we go with the 6 unique, and that is her team as well. So it's not going to be a 12 unique, just a 6 unique on both of our teams here. So it is going to be resisted, the fighting Pokemon from the Smackdown and the Rock Slide there. In comes the Hariyama. This is going to be our third attempt. I do believe the other times kind of cut us off a little early. We had it basically, and this was it right here. The raid was going to be over. We were in a time crunch. Well, specifically me, I needed to be somewhere, and this was going to be our last attempt here. And it was successful. We reorganized our Pokemon, and we were able to optimize the time a lot better with the higher DPS Pokemon towards the front. And then we put the Lucario in the back as kind of an anchor, because with both Smackdown and Rock Slide, Lucario being a fighting type will be resisting that, as well as the steel type, so it's doubled up resisting there. And it's able to hold up as kind of an anchor at the end, more so than Hariyama. And I did TM the moves. I went through a ton of TMs today doing all of this stuff to bring it to you guys. So if you're wondering how to duo it and what types of Pokemon are going to be performing better, well, have a look here and give it a shot. It's actually really fun. So I'll say it again. This is all going to be under cloudy weather here. And I can't wait to try it in the snowy weather to give the Metagross a try, because apparently they're going to be outperforming a psystrike Confusion Mewtwo, which is absolutely insane here. So the Breloom was holding up quite nice. The Breloom is doing well. I mean, yes, it takes those rock slides, but there was one point where I just dodged once and it was able to get off a ton of those close combats. That's in one of the other tests that we did go through, in which we were unable to complete it. And the Toxicroak here, really happy I powered this one up. This is actually going to be a lucky. I did dodge that there so I can get off one more dynamic punch. And we had a bit of a glitch. Did you see that? I've had this Heracross powered up for some time. Back when I did make the power up video for it. So why not put it to use? Just had to TM those moves here. So I do have the Lucario with dynamic punch, or no, I wish, with power up punch and closed combat. So I can't wait to test that one out up against the Rocket Grunts as well. I did have Shadow Ball before. That's pretty much what you're going to want to have if you do have a secondary move. Now we're going to go ahead and take a look at the fairy types. So I'm going to let some music play out. If you did enjoy this video, please give it a big thumbs up. It helps me quite a bit. And for this one here, this was actually a one and done. It was quite amazing. Not only that, we had a ton of errors and problems and lagging. So thank you for watching yet again, and I'll be catching you all next time.